All right, hello everyone. So today is Tuesday, so let's take a look. Now this was gold yesterday. Remember, gold we had Friday and Monday. I also said we should push down, okay? And that push down did happen. Now yesterday we had swing hours, which was that was what 350. That would be, just bear with me. It needs to be there, doesn't it? 2:15 on the platform. 3 o'clock on the platform. That's your 3 o'clock on the platform. 2:15 on the platform. Okay, so this is like 2:15, 3 o'clock. As you can see, market made a move up, push down. So let's tighten this up a little bit so we know what we're doing, right? If I go back to the weekly, remember we marked in those levels 51, 57. You should all have that up on Monday, right? So 2655, 2598. Okay, so 2598 is down here, which I've marked in yesterday. I just reopened my platform. Why isn't it there? Okay, 2598. All right, so we have to mark this, and that's 2598. That's a level on the weekly, and that level is the resistance 57, 2655. So 2655 is there. So these we always have to mark in the beginning of the week, right? Because these are the weekly levels. Now these will stay here until the end of the week. All right. We want to sell at resistance. Want to buy at support. Let's check out the daily ones too. And remember, the daily ones will change every day. So we've got 56 here, 26, 60, 61. So let's call that 2661. Two, 661 is going to be there. Okay. So this is where we're at. So this zone is a resistance zone, but that's a weekly. So if it breaks the weekly, you have to be careful, okay? Don't stand in front of it if it starts breaking up. So what can we do here? Two things we can do. Buy or sell, obviously. All right. As you can see, we're in between levels. When we're in between levels, it's a bit tricky because we don't know if we're going up or down, do we? We don't. But that was a swing day. Today is not a swing day. Okay, so that's your Monday after the Friday market push down. Today is not a swing day. Monday was a swing day. So there are two opportunities here. One thing that could have happened is that Friday followed the Monday and we're going down. Or the other option is, well, I made my swing on the Monday, which is there, okay, and then now I'm going up, okay. So we've got two possibilities. So that's a bit of a dilemma. It's a dilemma if we don't have a price, which we do. So if the market goes up, we might want to sell here if it is a trading hour, okay, on the daily and the weekly, which is there. If the market comes down into a trading hour or a price, let's take a look at a daily price as well, which is 44, which is 2614. Now remember, yesterday was a bit lower. This is 2614. All right, so this is not a bad spot. If the market does a stop sweep here, buying here is not a bad idea. Remember, yesterday it was at 2607. All right. Didn't happen, so there was no trade. I was looking out for this yesterday. There was really nothing to do because time price correlation did not happen. Remember, you don't have to force a trade. You just need to go with what you see and know in terms of time and price. Okay, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got a bit of a dilemma. It could go both ways. If you want to buy during the day, and let's say the price did not come to our daily zone here, where can we get back in? Well, you know how to do technical analysis. Mark your zone in. Okay, this is one zone. If at trading hours we're down here or on the daily, weekly pivot zone and you want to go up with it, like if we come down and you want to go up with it, you can. Okay, not a problem. Same thing from this zone as well. So this is one zone, okay, here. This is another zone. As you can see, that's the last manipulation. And that's your PST zone. This is a really nice zone, and so is this if you want to go long again. All right, so we're in a bit of a dilemma here. If you want to just wait for it, that's fine. If you want to sell it off, this is where they sold heavy yesterday, closed below that swing. So market looking to sell again is okay. All right, it's okay to do so. And this is close to the weekly and the daily PST levels. So at trading hours, looking for a U-turn is okay with a tight stop loss. It's not a problem. Just note, okay, that gold is going up. Okay, however, it does need a retracement. Okay, and on the monthly, we've got that 69, which is 2583. If it gets anywhere near that 2598 and 83, you need to know that we are going to be buyers. All right, they need to be buying areas. So we're going to see how that pans out. If I tighten this up a little bit, this is a beautiful zone that the market got in at. So buying on a pullback to go back up is not a bad idea at all. Okay, remember from your technical analysis, if that's your impulse, 37.5, market closes above the 37.5, closes the gap. Okay, now this was a good zone yesterday. Zone was good, time was a little off. Okay, we're off by about half an hour to 45 minutes because the market really did this zone. That was the hour. Okay, so actually it could have been done. All right, if it was in your trading zone, it could have been done with a bit of a far stop loss, but it would have been possible to do so as well. So any pullback again is good, like I said, into this zone to go with that flow. All right, let's take a look at euro dollar. Euro dollar. Now today, euro dollar is a swing day. So two options here. Remember, Thursday, Friday from last week was a swing day. Monday, we didn't have a swing day, but the market broke out. This breakout is nice for us. And because Tuesday is a swing day, and we've got the nice breakout on the weekly here, going up looks legit. So if the market comes back into any retracement zone, like here, the daily pivot, or down here somewhere, you can go long at a trading hour. Okay, if you want to market this as an impulse wave, which you can, let's do it. Okay, all right, your pullback is in this zone. All right, this 37.5 zone here. So if we dip down, you want to push up at a trading hour. I think it's doable. Okay, and it's a swing day to day. So what does that mean? If it's a swing day for the euro dollar, all right, we're going up from here, what we want to do, definitely reach a target. And when it gets to a target on the Tuesday, just be mindful, they're going to push it back to close gap. Right? Remember from technical analysis, that is your gap. I'm just going to delete this so that you get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. This is the gap here. Okay? This. So the market pulling back into 1.0310 is something you want to keep on your mind, because that's what it should do. 1.0310. All right, and that's your gap zone. So if we dip down into here, okay, then we can also pull up, and that's our 12.5%. If you want to take the full range from the beginning of the move on Thursday, okay, you can see that's your 37.5. Okay, so it makes sense. All right, so you're not late. We're not late. Remember, on the monthly, I was talking about this, and we need to go in from here. So this is all good. It's just all according to plan. So on the pullbacks, you just want to follow through. Just be mindful. It's going to close gap, okay? So when it does, it should be a swing day, and then we can swing it off again. And because this is a swing day today, Tuesday as well, we need to get to a target, and that's 56 possibility, 10478. So let's mark it in, 1.0478, 0478. LCL1 1.0502, and the 60 0533, 0502, which is there, and the 33 is up here, which all makes sense if you think about it. Okay, these all make sense here. All right, so they're all in good locations. So we're probably heading upwards. Nice. Any pullback during the New York or the London session, which should happen, you can also push back up. All right. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now, yesterday NASDAQ had a breakout, and I said SP 500 we may push down, and this thing went up into that zone. Okay, let's take a look at the weekly again. As you can see, now the trend is obviously still going up. We've got higher highs and higher lows. And on the monthly as well, we're in this zone. It's quite high, as you can see. It's like all the way up there. What do we need for this to happen? We need a swing day to happen, and that's a Monday. And yesterday was a Monday, and it was a swing day. So if that's a swing day Monday, okay, and that's from Friday, Monday, and then our next swing day, it's not today, all right, it can pretty much come down into that zone. What's scary about this is we have a PST breakout. Once there's a breakout, I always say, try not to stand in front of it, okay, because it might slam us. So this zone is a goodbye kiss zone. It's sitting right on the 5019, which is 5960. Now, because Monday is a swing day coming from a Friday, Monday has the potential follow-up swing day as well. So this could also be upwards, right? Does that make life easier for us? Well, it's on both ways. But if we have 2 or 3 days, one after the other, okay, we have a potential push, okay, push. So we can keep pushing. Where would we like to come back to in order to close that up? Is that high there, which is 5944. If I make this a little bigger. Oh, come on. $5,944. Okay, which is there, and I like it. Okay, because we've got no gaps, flowing up, breaking out yesterday. Now we're pulling back. Now in today's hours, if you take a look where the members area is, you'll see I've got a New York session. Today, as you also should have noted, we've got news. Okay. And when the news comes out, we're going to have a setup. Oh, why is this constantly getting me out? Okay, here we are. It's today. Now look, it's 6 o'clock. What have I got on the swing hour? I've got a 5:45. What does that tell you? 5:45 is your setup for the news. Once the news comes out, then we should have a move, and it should flow all the way towards the closing. All right, so it should target the closing zone. All right, so watch the hours, and that's your setup right before the news. So that's a time when you need to be looking out for when you're going to do these indices, if you're trading the SP 500 or the Dow or the NASDAQ. All right, and that's that. All right, so if we're down here somewhere and you want to push it up, it's logical to do so. Okay, do it with a tight stop loss, obviously. Why? Because you're going to have news, and if the news goes in your direction, it should flow. So even if you're wrong on the smaller time frame, you should have enough opportunity to kind of like pull back into it. Now today we've got 9:25 my time, which is going to be there. Okay, which is going to be 8:25 here, which is that bar there. All right, so this is not a bad spot either, and the market can pretty much turn around from here, and that's also an adjustment level there. All right, so the price is pretty powerful today, and that's pretty much the situation. Okay, bouncing off the goodbye kiss is good. All right, let's take a look at Dow Jones. Oh crap, now on the SP 500, I forgot to take a look at that targeting, didn't I? Let's just go back. Right, so let's check it out. Okay, so if we break upwards here, we're going to target the LCL 6106 on the daily. 6106 on the daily. All right, that's 6106 on the daily. On the weekly, that's too far out. Okay, the support here is, all right, so HCL1, we already marked that in yesterday, and this 52 is 5837. We should also have that 5837. Okay, 5837 is there. All right. Oops. Just a bit down there. All right, so we're here at the moment. And then that zone we already marked in, so that's fine. On the weekly, we're fine. Boom, boom. That is 67. If it decides to go up 6,180, I'll add it up on there. All right, so that's the daily. 6,180 is on the weekly. So we've got lower and upper target. Now, because today's not a swing day, but yesterday was a swing day, if that's the high, then the market can keep pushing down. Where to? We should come down into here and here, and if it breaks below, you know where we're going. Okay, so with the news, we're going to see which direction it goes, and once it takes direction after your setup, right? Remember, your setup today is going to be at 5:45. All right, and the move after the news, whatever the move direction is, it should continue at least towards 9, and then probably towards the closing as well. So that'll give you ample time to cover the trade, take profit, and so on. All right, so marketing, and because we're on a breakout here, okay, on the breakout goodbye kiss with a slight gap here. All right. That slight gap might come in at 5948. Okay, 5944, 5948 is there. All right, and that's basically it. Okay, so we'll see how that pans out with the news. So you don't have to rush to trade. You can wait for your setup there and then. Now let's go to Dow. Okay, sometimes I renew the platform, like I refresh it, and when I do refresh it, then obviously some of the lines go off. So that's why we need to add, well, I need to add them on. Okay, you don't necessarily have to once you put them on. Once you get the PST levels, you can put it on any platform, whether you're using, I don't know, your brokers or TeamViewer 5, MetaTrader 5, doesn't really matter. Here's Dow Jones. Now with Dow Jones as well, Monday was a swing day. Okay. Friday was a swing day, Monday targeting swing day. Okay, so this could be market going either way again. Okay, this is an impulse wave. So two things can happen here, like we've talked about before. That's the cause, and that could be an A, B, C slightly higher and then sell off, or we could have a sideways market closing the gap. Okay, now because today is not a swing day, it doesn't really matter. You know, the next swing day for the indices, you could use that as well. So if that is a swing day, we could keep pushing down, and on the weekly we could be coming down here into that 48, 42, 5, 6, which is down here. Okay, 42, 2, 5, 6. So two things can happen here. One, the PST breaks out, market goes up into that zone, okay, which is also logical, and then that could go up into the next swing day, which we don't mind doing. The other option is, with the news, we're gonna boom come further down. Okay, how we're going to determine what to do once you do your setup at 5:45 my time, which is going to be 4:45 here. If the market is still around here, it's going to go boom or down. Okay, so it's going to be a boom or bang, down, up or down. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. Once it starts to slide, then you know your targets. Once it begins to slide, then you know your targets. Okay, you know where you're going. All right, so play it that way, and that should be fine. We don't need that now. On the daily, that 31 level is 42,132. 42. $132 is there. All right, so we've got room to come down. I'm going to get rid of that now. Okay, so sometimes the market can go either way, and that's just how it is. If you got into this last week, then you know that would have been a buy for you. That would have been okay for you, pushing it up. And now we're in a bit in between zones. So when we're in between zones, you're either going to have to stay out, okay, or going to go with the flow, which is the breakout flow, okay, and on a pullback, just push up. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ yesterday had already broken out, so I said, oh, crikey, that's a bit tricky. But once it breaks out, we want to go in that direction, don't we? So Monday being a swing day for both NASDAQ and SP 500 and the Dow Jones, then, okay, just following it through is fine. Once it starts to go up, as you can see, it doesn't give a lot of room for pullbacks. Okay, it just doesn't. You know, once it starts going, you either catch it, or in New York, it needs to be like a pullback so I can get back in again, like something like this. But as you can see, this is like, you know, moving pretty fast. So on the weekly, we're in between levels. This thing can still push down. Okay, and on the monthly, we're in that resistance zone there, and that's like a bearish pink candle, so we don't know how that's going to pan out. But going down is okay, as you can see from here. Okay, now because today's not a swing day for the indices, what can you do for this one? You can push it down into a good buy kiss. It should at least come to fill into the high 21,307. 21 307, so which is going to be the breakout of yesterday. So probably coming into there. Okay, so from here, that's going to be the important thing, whether we're going to push up or not. Okay, if the market does push down, you know where we're coming. Where are we coming to? Your good buy kiss is at 46, 21,141. That would be a target, 21,141, which is pretty much your weekly pivot. All right, and that's your good buy kiss zone. So the market has got potential to dip down. With the news, will it go up is another story. On the weekly, we've got 57, 21,041, which is 21,041 is on the weekly. If we break this level and the market stays under it, then the pullback is a sell again on a trading hour. Okay, and that's how it is. All right, so from the highs, I don't mind selling if we have a decent setup. Maybe waiting for tomorrow is also okay on NASDAQ, but if you want to sell it at a trading hour, I think you can. You just need to make sure you cover the trade and take your profits. Okay, if you want to leave part of the position open and let it go in the direction, you can do that, because you can do that until the next swing day. All right, once you covered your trade, you can just let it go until the next swing day, and then the next swing day the market should push further back into here. We should break this zone later on. Okay, so I don't mind selling the indices from the highs at all. If you want to wait for another setup where we haven't broken above the PST, it's also okay. All right, just like I said with all of them, when we get to targets, you've got to cover the trade and manage it. Okay, don't just let it go, because sometimes we're looking at the screen and when we're making money, we just, it's like we're frozen. So don't do that. This is Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, I did say we got potential to go up yesterday. So if you did, that's fine. What's that? Let's see. That's 1250. Yesterday I didn't have a 1250. I had a 135. 135. That's your 135 there. Let's see if that was a good match. 420 here. We had 5 minutes past 5. All right, so 5 minutes past 5 is there on the platform. Okay, so this zone was okay. Or what else did we have? What's that? That's 7:35. I had 10 past 7 there. All right, so there. So from here, market coming down, and then from here, market pushing up into 650 on the platform. I had 8, which is 7 on the platform, which is pretty much on that bar. All right, so that's your 7 o'clock bar here, market making the top. All right, so what to do? The market still has a bit of potential to go up. Remember, it's not a swing day until later on. Okay, there's a gap here. The market still has potential. Your targets, note them down. 103.725 on the daily. 103.725 is around there. Okay, and it will sooner or later come back down here to close. Your support 58, 99.848, 99. $848 is there, and that's your good buy kiss. All right, so the market coming into here is logical. I'm going to get rid of that now because that's done. Remember from yesterday. So if we dip down again and you want to push up, it's doable. If you want to push up from here, make sure you cover the trade pronto. 104.732 104.732 should also be on your radar. Okay, and that's that. All right, so with Bitcoin, okay, you can wait for the news again. All right, if there's good news, it's probably going to push up, and if it does, it'll go that way. If there's bad news, we'll come to close gaps and possibly lower, testing the low of Monday. All right, no swing day on this still. If you want to wait for the swing day, doable.